What is up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, my name is Lex, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I'm going to be sharing my empties from the last month-ish or so. I am ready to get this stuff out of my house, girl, and share my thoughts on some of these items. So if you are curious to hear if some of these items were favorites of mine, fails, things I will never buy again. Also, y'all, please excuse my voice, okay? If I am gasping for air at any moment, it's because I am getting over a little something. I hope all of you guys are taking care of yourselves because there are just a ton of viruses and things going around right now. So please make sure y'all are taking your supplements, vitamins, all of that good stuff, eating healthy foods, and washing your hands, girl, okay? Because washing your hands is very underrated. Anyways, we're gonna actually start with candles, y'all, because I finished a bunch of candles. So I have this crate full right here, and then I have a few more. So we're just gonna go one by one. So the first candle that I burned through is Bath & Body Works Gingerbread Bakery. This one smelled really, really good, y'all. It truly smelled like a gingerbread cookie, and I really, really enjoyed this one. It had a great throw, and overall, I will say my experience with Bath & Body Works candles as a whole has been a lot better as far as performance. I feel like there was a point in time where the performance was like getting really, really bad and very far away from what we used to know and love about Bath & Body Works candles, but I did really enjoy this one. It had a great throw. If you've been watching any of my content as of late, you guys know I have been dealing with some migraines and things like that. And I have been taking a lot more steps recently, especially going into the new year, to do things that are going to help alleviate and avoid migraines. So I am planning on using a lot more non-toxic candle brands and things that have a lot more clean ingredients and things like that. So if you guys have some favorite candle brands that have like soy blend or just non-toxic candle blends that are just a lot better for us to be breathing in, definitely let me know in the comments below, because while I started my candle journey on Bath & Body Works candles, their candles just always trigger my migraines if I burn them for too long, and I just don't want to have to continuously blow out my candles to enjoy them. So for that reason, once I finish up these last little Bath & Body Works candles that I have, I don't know how many more I will be buying. The next candle that I finished is the Winter Golden Pear. This one had notes of snowy golden pears, wintergreen leaves, and a hint of cypress, and I really like how they did this one because even though it was a fruity scent, it had kind of these wintry undertones, these wintry nuances to it, and I really, really enjoyed that. So this definitely did not trigger my migraines, which I was very, very thankful for, and I really wish I stocked up on this one. I would definitely repurchase this if I saw it, but for now, I'm happy to have enjoyed it while I had it. Next one that I absolutely loved, y'all, one of my faves, and I'm just so happy that the candle still performed amazingly. This is Bath & Body Works Strawberry Snowflakes, which is one of my all-time favorite scents from them, just in general, not even just of their winter scents, but this is a seasonal scent. And honestly, this candle sold out really, really fast. Like once semi-annual sale hit, it was very hard for me to find this candle. So I'm glad that I found it and wish, again, I got a few more, but it is what it is. And this truly smelled like Killian's Love Don't Be Shy in candle form, except instead of that heavy orange blossom note, it just replaced it with a strawberry. Like it smelled really, really good. So had a great throw, definitely smelled up almost my entire apartment, and I really enjoyed burning this one. Now this is one that I was so happy to have tried this year. Another one that I wish I got more of, but 10 out of 10 performance, smelled amazing, and I really enjoyed. This is the Vanilla Balsam, and this one has notes of balsam fir, frosted vanilla, snow-capped pine needles. And this was another just really perfectly balanced, creamy, sweet vanilla mixed with that balsam. And the balsam did not take over the scent whatsoever. I feel like they were just perfectly balanced. And I know I said this when I first hauled this, but I would love a perfume that smells just like this candle because it is literally just perfectly balanced. I feel like sometimes with balsam scents, sometimes it can be a little bit too much. And the vanilla in here really just balanced it out for me and made this super enjoyable. And the next one that I finished is Tree Farm. This one has notes of crisp pine needle, warm cedar, and spiced apple. This one was nice as well, but I feel like this one was almost like I had to burn this strictly in my bathroom. I didn't want to smell this in like my room or my living area. This is just one that smelled more fresh and clean to me. It definitely had that kind of Christmas tree smell, and the apple gave it a tiny bit of sweetness, but Overall, I just feel like this one was more something that I wanted to smell in like a kitchen or a bathroom to make things smell fresh and clean. Not so much something that I want to smell in my room, but I did really, really like it. This candle, y'all, I really, really enjoyed, so much so that I ended up buying the body care of this when I said I was not going to. This is the Emily in Paris Champagne in Paris candle, and I really enjoyed this candle, number one, because of the scent. It was just so fruity and fun and girly and bubbly, but also when it burned, it looked so pretty. Hot pink jar, kind of lit up like a luminary, and it was just really, really pretty. So I really enjoyed this, and I'm definitely going to be adding the body care into my rotation. All right, this crate's done. This fresh cinnamon rolls, I really like this one as well. I would say this was in the same collection as the vanilla balsam and the gingerbread bakery, I believe, but this one did not have as strong of a throw, but I still really enjoyed it. Yeah, it definitely truly captures that cinnamon roll smell, like down to the bready kind of flaky vibes of a cinnamon roll. And you've got some cinnamon in there. That's literally what this smells like, with the icing on top. It definitely nailed it when it came to the scent. Overall, even though this wasn't beast mode, I was okay with that because I was able to burn this one for a longer period of time without giving myself a headache. And then very similarly, actually, this one, which is the fresh sugar cookie, definitely hit the nail on the head with the scent as well, because this truly smelled just kind of like a plain sugar cookie. Like that's literally what it smells like, down to the bready aspect of it. So it definitely reminded me heavily of the fresh cinnamon roll. Was it anything amazing and spectacular? Probably not, but I did enjoy it while I had it. The last two candles that I burned are both from Sniff, which these are my very first Sniff candles. So the first one is the Half-Baked Apple Cider Smash, and this is one of their smaller ones. They do offer the larger sizes. I would say the scent of this one itself definitely smelled great, but this did not have the best throw. So for someone like me, this actually worked out perfectly because I was able to burn this for a long period of time. And when I was in the immediate area of the candle, I was able to smell it. It did not trigger a migraine for me. So this for me was ideal in my bedroom. I would light this right before I was getting ready to journal or wind down for the night. And I really, really enjoyed it. And it smelled just kind of like an apple compote in a way, kind of butteriness, almost like an apple pie and like an apple jelly or something. And it smells really, really nice. So if you are in the market for a candle that is not super, super strong, I think this is a good one to check out. I don't know if this was like a seasonal scent, but I really like this one. And then the next one is the Half-Baked Gingerbread Smash. Honestly, y'all, this one I really could not smell at all. Like, when it came to the actual scent of the candle, I didn't necessarily find it memorable. I couldn't really decipher a strong gingerbread note. I feel like before I started burning it, I kind of smelled it. But once I started burning this one, I really did not smell the gingerbread much. So I don't know if this is one that I would particularly repurchase, but I think this one was seasonal anyway. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe next year they'll do this a little bit better, but I've definitely smelled better gingerbread candles. Okay, so the first thing I emptied is another bottle of my Spoiled Child liquid collagen. If you watch any of my empties, you know I empty 1 to 2 bottles of these every single month, and this is just a staple in my skincare routine. I swear by this collagen, and I feel like my skin is just so glowy naturally. This winter, y'all, like me being in New York, this is probably one of the coldest winters that I have experienced thus far, because y'all know I am from the South. I'm a Southern girly. So this winter, even though I moved here last winter, it was kind of like towards the end of winter. So it's like now I've been here from the beginning and I'm like right in the midst of the coldest parts of the New York winter. And I'm just like, my skin, girl, it's a struggle to keep her hydrated throughout the day. Let's just put it that way. But this has just really helped to make sure my skin stays healthy and glowy and maintains that kind of vibrancy, even when it's super, super cold out. So highly recommend if you guys have not tried this. This is the pineapple one. I was taking the mango one for a really long time, but I just switched it up just because I get tired of taking the same thing after a while, but they both taste really, really good. As far as supplements, the only supplement that I finished this month is my Chlorofresh, which I have already re-upped on. This is my chlorophyll. If you guys don't know the benefits of chlorophyll, great for your skin, great for your overall health. It's also considered an internal deodorant, so you don't have any type of odor, bad breath, or anything like that when you are taking these consistently. Yes, I can 100% vouch that is facts. That is true for me. I prefer these over like the drops, because I used to do chlorophyll water and just have like the dropper and put it in my water. But girl, the only thing with that is you are going to be running to the bathroom. And I like having the tablets better because I feel like I'm more in control of when I have to use the restroom. So usually if I take 2 of these at a time, like in the morning or at night, I'm good. I go to the bathroom and then I'm like good for the rest of the day. So this is a great detox. Been bloated and stuff like that. You trying to clean your system out, like get you some chlorophyll. And the next thing, y'all, this is something that I have been dealing with since I want to say last year, but lately this just a whole lot of new symptoms and things that you start going through when you hit your 30s, girl, that you like in your 20s you was not thinking about, you was not worried about. But one new symptom, you guys, that I've been suffering from in my 30s is random nausea. And I won't even say it's random, but like I definitely get motion sickness. So that's like a new thing for me. And it's only when I'm in the back of cars. So I've noticed if I'm in an Uber and I have an Uber driver and he's driving really, really fast, I will get nauseous. Also, if the Uber smells bad, I will get nauseous. Also, when I'm on the subway, I have really, really, really bad nausea. Also, again, if somebody on the train stinks, girl, which if you are in New York, you already know how that is, I will get nauseous. And also, nausea is a PMS symptom of mine now, which did not used to be a thing up until maybe the last year or so. So these are basically nausea tablets, and I just keep these in my purse at all times. Whenever my mouth starts to get that watery feeling, I just like to have these on deck, and they work really, really well. So I have finished a box of these and I've already repurchased these. I got them from Amazon. I will have them linked. They aren't like the best tasting thing. Like it tastes like a nausea tablet. It basically tastes like Pepto-Bismol in like a tablet form. So I won't say it tastes like candy or anything, but it's not the worst thing I've ever tasted either. And it's easy to get down, girl. The last thing in the supplement category I finished are these Ultima Hydration electrolytes. I got these from a YouTube event that I went to in LA last fall. And honestly, I can't say that these are like something that made that significant of a difference for me to feel like I need to run out and repurchase them. I do though like to have hydration packets in general, just because it is hard to maintain our water intake. And for someone like me, since I take the train and I commute and I'm in the city a lot, if you know, you know, being in New York, it is not the easiest to find a bathroom right when you need it. A lot of public places don't have their restrooms open to the public unless you are patronizing their establishment. And girl, it's just the whole thing, especially if you have long commutes on the train. Like I basically have the time when I drink my water, y'all. So it's kind of crazy. So these kind of help fill in the gaps, and any electrolyte will just help fill in the gaps. I did like that these had 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and 0 calories. And also they tasted decent. They do turn your water bright pink though, which I'm kind of like, I prefer not to have color and stuff and stuff like that. Like I just feel like the less added anything, the better for me. But they did taste pretty good. I just feel like I don't necessarily think I would repurchase them for that reason. But yeah, if you want a good tasting electrolyte water, this might be one you want to check out. I also finished one of my favorite mouthwashes. This is pretty much the only one that I buy now. I used to be a really, really big fan of the light blue bottle and the green bottle, but I just really like how clean my mouth feels when I use the antiseptic one. This is the one that I buy exclusively now, unless I'm getting the little mini travel size ones. The Dove Sugar Cookie Body Wash. I finished the scrub version of this in my last empties, and overall, this definitely did not give sugar cookie. I do feel like it smelled a little bit better as I used it in the shower, but I definitely would not repurchase this from the scent alone. I just liked that it was the Dove body wash formula. So it was moisturizing and didn't like strip my skin or anything. But as far as it smelling like sugar cookie, girl, it did not. It just kind of had this very generic sweet smell. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it smells like. It wasn't sugar cookie. It was almost like it kind of smelled like the sugar cookie sprinkles, where it's like this generic, almost plasticky, sweet type of smell. That's what it smelled like to me. So for the smell alone, I would not repurchase it, but Dove body washes in general, I really, really enjoy. I also finished my Tree Hut Cherry Rave. I really enjoyed this one, and this one gave me more of like a sour cherry type of smell, which I really liked in the shower. It just made me feel a lot more clean and refreshed. Bath & Body Works Strawberry Snowflakes Shower Gel, and I'm actually very happy about that because For the longest time, y'all, I stopped buying Bath & Body Works shower gels because they always made my skin very red and itchy and inflamed. And I have sensitive skin, I've told you guys before. So when it comes to scented lotions, shower gels, and things like that I'm applying directly to my skin, I have to be very, very careful. And for the longest time, Bath & Body Works shower gels were like an immediate red flag trigger for me. Stopped using them for a while, but one of you guys commented on one video recently and told me that they changed up their formula. So I think I had like a reward and I used that for this, and I was like, I'm going to try this, see how I feel about it, and that'll let me know if I can try their shower gels again. And I had no bad reaction to this, so I was really, really happy about that. And I loved the smell. Strawberry Snowflakes is just like one of my favorites, like I said. And I just loved how this smelled. It smelled amazing in the shower. It lingered in the air as well. Just a really sweet, pretty creamy strawberry scent. And I love this one. Lastly, I finished my Honey Pot Sensitive Wash. This is like my go-to feminine wash, but I have switched to a new one this month, and I'm kind of liking that one a little bit more. So once I finish that one up and I get like my final verdict, I will definitely share that with you guys. But this is just my tried and true. There was nothing wrong with it. I just wanted to try something different and see how I felt about it. So Tree Hut Raspberry Fizz. This was nothing spectacular, nothing amazing, nothing to write home about. But yeah, it just smelled like a sweet candy raspberry. I don't think it's anything that I have to go out and repurchase right away. I feel like Tree Hut just always has these kind of fun, fruity fragrances. And this is just one of them that just kind of gets lost in the sauce for me. Not a fave, but I did enjoy it while I had it. And then this one for sure is a fave, and I'm glad that I have another one, but this is the Cinnamon Dolce. And this originally came out last year and they discontinued it, and they brought it back kind of like, they didn't even fully re-release it. Target just had a random restocking of these. So I grabbed a couple of them while I saw them. Oh my God. This is definitely my favorite sweet scent from Tree Hut. It smells like cinnamon snickerdoodle cookies. It just smells so delicious. The scent lingers. Like, this layers so bomb with the Fenty cinnamon butter drop. It smells so freaking good, y'all, and I absolutely love this one. One of my Medix lotions. This is the Medix 5.5 Argan Oil and Vitamin E Dryness Relief. I love these lotions, y'all. Hands down to this day, my favorite is still the one in the hot pink bottle, but I told myself I was not going to repurchase it until I finished all of the ones that I have in my collection. So far I have finished the one in the hot pink bottle. I have finished this one, and then I'm working on the one in the yellow bottle, which is the turmeric one. I did really, really like this one. I would say this is probably my second favorite, especially during the winter season if you struggle with dry skin. And what I love about their formulas too, you guys, is they're very moisturizing without leaving a residue. So if you are in a hurry and you like don't want to be taking forever to be rubbing in your lotion, your body cream, body butter, or whatever, they're super, super moisturizing and actually leave you moisturized, which is very difficult when it comes to lotions in this type of weather. So I highly recommend this brand's lotions. If you have not tried them, I would definitely start off with the hot pink one, the retinol one. But this one is also really, really good if you have dry skin. My last Tree Hut Sweet Cream Body Butter. This was limited edition, and I wish they brought it back, but I did not want that to stop me from using this up, y'all. So I finally used it up. Hopefully they bring it back in the future, but if they don't, oh well. But this is literally smells like one of those coffee creamers that is like the Irish sweet cream or the sweet and creamy from Silk. That's literally what this smells like. It just smells like a sweet, fluffy, milky type of cream, like a cream you would put in your coffee or your latte. And I really enjoyed layering with this one. And the Tree Hut body butters, they're just such a nice consistency for the price, and you get so much in here compared to more expensive body butters. It's definitely a great value for your money. So even though this one is sold out, I still recommend trying any of the other ones. The vanilla one is also really, really good. Speaking of expensive body butters, I also finished my Josie Maran whipped argan oil body butter. This was the unscented formula, which I was very happy to have because there were some days where my skin was inflamed or red and itchy, and I did not want anything scented whatsoever. So that is where this came in handy. I don't know why I'm smelling it, girl, because I just told y'all it's unscented. But this body butter, undefeated, goated. Like, if you want a body butter that is truly going to nourish and hydrate your skin and leave you moisturized with a nice glowy sheen, this is a body butter that you do not have to add an oil to. And I feel like there's only a couple of body butters out there that I can say that about, which is like this one, the Fenty Butter Drop, and maybe one or two other ones. But yeah, she's 100% worth the money. She is pricey, but I highly recommend. It definitely nourishes your skin, and your skin just feels and looks healthier when you use this. So this is just a bomb base level body butter for layering combos, if you're going out, or even just going to bed, girl. You want to be super moisturized and wake up not feeling dry, not feeling ashy. So during the cold months, like, you really want to make sure you are using intensive moisturizers like this, because this is really going to protect your skin when it is going through it from the cold. Also from Josie Maran that I finished, this is the 100% organic argan oil. I really like this as well. I was using this mixed in with my body lotions that I feel like needed a little bit more moisture. I also like to keep this in my purse to mix with my hand cream, because as you guys know, in the cold, our hands are just subject to get so much more dry. So I just like adding in an oil with my hand cream to make sure my hands are super moisturized at all times. And this was just the perfect little size for me to do that. So I'm probably going to keep this to put more oil in. I probably will not be getting the refill for this particular oil, because number one, I feel like it's absolutely huge, like, for this dropper. And I feel like, of course, after a while, like, it ends up being worth it because you don't have to buy it again for a while. But I have a bunch of other body oils in my collection that I can just put in here. I just really like this little dropper bottle, and I think it's cute. So I have other body oils in my collection right now that I need to use. I'm probably just going to refill this with that, but I did really like this formula. It was super moisturizing, and I really enjoyed using it on my hands. Okay, now for some skincare, y'all. So this one, as you can see, is not fully empty, but this is one that she just gotta go. I'm not going to force myself to finish it because my skin does not like her. But this is the Snail Mucin. And this is just proof that everything that is viral on TikTok, girl, is not good for everybody. Because I thought that my skin really liked this. And don't get me wrong, it actually did do a really good job of moisturizing my skin. And I feel like it had a similar effect on my skin as like hyaluronic acid. Like, hyaluronic acid serums are super moisturizing and kind of give your skin that dewy moisturized glow. And this definitely did that, but it also inadvertently made me break out. And it wasn't like the true acne breakouts, but it was like that contact dermatitis type of breakout. Like little small whiteheads that basically show up when your skin is like irritated or doesn't like something. And I noticed I would only get them when I was using this. So unfortunately, I'm not going to force myself to keep using this, even though it was super moisturizing. I don't want my skin to have to break out to be moisturized. You know what I mean? There's other things I can use to achieve the same effect. So for that reason, this just has to go. I'm not even going to bother finishing it up. Now, on the flip side from that, y'all, I have one of my favorite SPFs that I finished. And I'm so happy that I went back to this, because not only is it an SPF 50, which is what I prefer, especially in the winter. I know you're not necessarily thinking, oh, I'm not going to be outside in the sun, such and such and such. Why would I need a higher SPF? But when you think about it, protecting your skin in the sun, especially when it's cold outside, is super important, because your skin is already battling the elements. When it's cold, it's a lot more dry, so it's a lot more susceptible to the sun's rays. So I just prefer an SPF 50 or higher anytime, but more specifically in the winter. I really like this because it has hyaluronic acid in it, so it helps to moisturize my skin and also does not break me out. So this is definitely one of my tried and trues, will always have in the rotation. So I will have this linked for you guys, as well as everything else in this video, girl. I have a couple more SPFs here. This is another one that I really enjoy that I would definitely repurchase. This is the Supergoop Super Screen SPF 40, and this is actually a moisturizer as well. This was very thick, very rich in moisturizing, and as you can see, I scraped the inside. So this was another fave of mine. I would definitely repurchase. This is definitely my favorite Supergoop product that I've tried so far. I know the glow screen is like the most popular, and I do love the glow screen, but I don't always want the glowy effect. And I like that this is just an easy throw on and go moisturizer that doubles as an SPF. And then lastly, I finished the Supergoop Unseen sunscreen. This one, y'all, I know this one was super hyped, but I don't particularly enjoy this formula. I don't like sunscreens that have that kind of filmy, almost Vaseline-like texture. I prefer my sunscreen to be more of a lotion-based consistency, and I found that this one reminded me a little bit too much of like a Vaseline or an Aquaphor or something like that, and I just did not like how it sat on my skin. So I think this was a free sample because otherwise I would not repurchase the unscreen on my own. I'll finish this Bubble Fresh Start Gel Cleanser. Y'all, they sent me a few of these in PR, and after using 2 of them, I can comfortably say this is not a cleanser that I need to keep using in my collection. It's kind of basic to me. It's really just, it's a nice, easy gel cleanser. It's non-irritating, but it also doesn't do anything special and doesn't have enough added benefits for me to feel like this is something I would recommend to you all or want to go out and purchase with my own money. So I am just happy to be going back to my regular cleanser after forcing myself to use 2 bottles of this. Again, there was nothing wrong with it, but it just did not have enough added benefits for me. I prefer for my cleansers, even though I like my cleansers to be gentle and non-stripping, I do prefer that they have some type of added benefit to them. And for me, this just did absolutely nothing. So I also finished this CeraVe Daily Moisturizing Lotion. This was my little travel lotion for my face. I love using CeraVe moisturizers on my face. I just find that CeraVe is just the best for acne prone and sensitive skin, especially if your skin might be going through a breakout or if your skin's just extra sensitive. It's just easy and no fuss. I actually notice a difference in my face when I am using this, or just my skin in general. My skin just feels healthier and it's not competing with any of my other products. So I will definitely repurchase this. I think I actually have this in the full size bottle. Also finished my tried and true Good Molecules Discoloration Correcting Serum. Ain't no telling how many bottles of this I've gone through, y'all, but this is just my fave. I absolutely love her for fading dark marks, for keeping your skin looking just healthy and glowy and just like even. It just makes your skin look like she got it together, girl. And I just absolutely love this. I can use it in the daytime, in the nighttime. So I will definitely be repurchasing this. I am trying my best to force myself to use up some other serums that I have in my collection right now that target discoloration and dark marks, but I am itching to have this back in my collection. I just really need to go through some other things. So hopefully I can get through those quickly and maybe I'll find another favorite. But as of now, this is like my #1 for that type of serum. I also finished 2 of the all-nighter, the Urban Decay all-nighter setting sprays. Both of these, absolutely love them. I would probably say the vitamin C one is a little bit more of a love for me for 2 reasons. #1, I found that, and I don't know if it was just this bottle, but I do want to repurchase this just to make sure. But this one came out more evenly. It had more of an even mist. And I also just love vitamin C for my skin. It just makes my skin look very glowy and radiant and dewy. And this also sets my makeup beautifully and just kind of gives me that natural skin-like makeup look. And I definitely notice when I'm not using this setting spray, so I will for sure be repurchasing this. And then, of course, the hyaluronic acid watermelon one. Again, I noticed that this makes my skin super radiant and dewy and moisturized. But this particular bottle, it came out very almost like in weird streams and would like drip a lot. So it did not come out in like an even, in like a nice finely milled mist like I prefer with my setting spray. So I want to try it again and get another bottle just to make sure I didn't just get like a faulty one, because the formula itself I really enjoyed. I would definitely repurchase. I also finished another tried and true, the D'Alba First Spray Serum. I have gone through so many bottles of this, y'all, and this is definitely one of my favorites in between my skincare steps or when my skin just needs a quick little refresher. I do like to use this a lot more in the winter to just make sure my skin is refreshed throughout the day and hydrated and glowy. And that is exactly what this does. So if you have not tried this before and you need a good facial mist that moisturizes, that gives your skin a good glow, and that helps you to, I just like having a facial mist when I'm doing any of my skincare steps, because it just helps to make all of your products absorb seamlessly and flawlessly into the skin. So that is why I love this. And it, of course, doubles as a serum as well. So I just like to go on with a bunch of layers of this. I also finished this little mini of the micellar water. This is something that I always usually have, especially when I'm traveling, because if I'm feeling lazy and don't want to go full on scrubbing off my makeup, which you should not do anyway, I like to have this to apply on a cotton pad or like a microfiber towel or something like that just to easily get that layer of makeup off before I go in and cleanse my face. And this is just a tried and true. Like ever since this has come out, I usually always have this in my rotation. Also finished this Damn Tokyo Citrus Glow Vitamin C and Hyaluronic Acid Serum. I actually really enjoyed this, you guys. Like my skin was very healthy and radiant when I was using this. But for the price, I don't know if I would run out and repurchase this. I do feel like I've had some vitamin C serums that have given me similar results for like half or less than half the price of this. So that's the only drawback, but I did really love what this did for my skin. And lastly, I finished this little mini e.l.f. primer. I really like to use this on top of a more moisturizer based primer. So like I'll usually go with my Bobbi Brown, the vitamin enriched face base primer that's more of like a lotion consistency. And then I will go on with something more tacky like this. And this is very affordable. So I was using this when I was traveling and I finally finished it up. I really like how this kind of grips my makeup. I would say though, you have to make sure you are applying it pretty evenly on top of whatever else you're doing, because I did notice if I did not apply this pretty evenly across my face, my makeup did end up coming kind of splotchy in certain areas. So that's the only thing I've noticed with this, but overall, I do still really like it. Y'all, and we saved the best for last, the fragrances. I did not empty as many as I normally do, but like I said, since I'm using things a lot more sparingly right now, so I'm not buying as much, that is okay, and I'm very happy with what I did finish. So I finished this Bare Vanilla Daydream. Y'all, I absolutely love this. Like, and I love all the Bare Vanilla flankers, but something about this one really did something for me. It just smelled like marshmallows and clouds. Like, I don't know. It was light and fluffy, but it was also just very sweet, and I could still get that Bare Vanilla DNA in here. And you can still get this one in stores right now. So I don't know if they're making this one like a permanent part of the collection or what. But normally with these Bare Vanilla flankers, like we see them for like a month and they disappear. This one has been out for a while and it's still going strong. So I'm going to assume that this has been a great seller, and rightfully so. I'm pretty sure I have like 4 of these because I love it that much. So I just been loving layering this with everything. And for me personally, this lasts very long compared to some of my other like Bare Vanilla or Victoria's Secret Mist in general. I've had great performance with this. I can't say the same for everyone else, but the one that I had has done great for me, and I really enjoyed this. And I have already pulled out my second bottle of this. My travel size of my Letta Bourbon Brulee. If you guys did not see my top winter perfume picks video, definitely check that out. I will link it up top because this is like one of my faves right now, y'all. And oh my God, this is so good. I have not had genuinely this type of reaction to a perfume in such a long time, to where it just smells so unique, and I can't necessarily pinpoint one other thing that it smells like, which is amazing for me because I've smelled so many perfumes that I'm always looking for things that are unique but still smell good, because sometimes unique doesn't always mean you smell amazing. You know what I mean? This got me so many compliments, and this just smells like what I would want a winter perfume to smell like. There is just this creaminess from the coconut. There is some whiskey in here. I want to say there's caramel in here as well. So it gives it this ooey gooey warm sweetness. But then there's also something in here that kind of reminds me of like a winter fireplace. Like, I don't know. It doesn't smell smoky, but there's just something in here that really elevates this, makes it smell really rich and luxurious. Ugh. I love this, y'all. I'm so excited that I still have a full bottle of this, but I'm honestly considering getting a backup because this is something I could see it being like just a signature scent for me overall. Even after we get out of the winter, this is definitely a date night scent. It just smells very classy, very luxurious, and very put together. And I just love this one. So this is definitely my favorite from the Letta line. Also finished my Philosophy Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere. I feel like I empty one of these every year, y'all. And I always say I'm going to try and like hold on to it and like wait for it to get darker and this and that. But I just love this scent so much that it never gets to that point. So this honestly kind of reminds me a little bit of Bourbon Brulee, but not as rich and thick and dense as that scent. This is just such a nice, sexy, creamy, woody vanilla with a hint of coconut in here. So I think that's why it kind of reminds me a little bit of Bourbon Brulee. But overall, this is just a very likable scent. And if you have smelled Sabrina Carpenter's Sweet Tooth, I feel like this is Sweet Tooth's predecessor. That's a lot less flirty and girly, but this is definitely just giving you more of those cozy winter vibes. And definitely smells like it could be unisex, honestly, but I just love that about this scent, and this will forever be a repurchase for me. Last perfume I finished, y'all, is good old Kayali Yum Bougie Marshmallow. And if you guys have been following any of my content thus far, you already know I love this perfume. I have a full review on this fragrance, so I will link it up top. Try not to go super in-depth about it, but I love this from beginning to end, y'all. I loved it from beginning to end. And I know there's so many mixed reviews on this because, number one, most of the time, most of the girlies do not have the best performance experience from Kayali fragrances. But I will say this one lasts about the same amount of time the original Yum Pistachio lasted on me, which I still get a good 6 hours out of this when I wore it. This is not anything crazy beast mode projection wise, but it lasted a good amount of time on me. And sometimes I would even smell this on my clothes the next day. So I don't know if it's just like, I don't know what everyone's experience is. I've heard mixed reviews, but for me, this is about on par with my other Kayali scents. And I really, really enjoyed it. It's just such a light, fluffy, pretty pink, girly perfume. There's a little bit of citrus in here. There's this kind of creamy facet to it with the strawberry. I was just layering this with everything and spritzing it on here and there. This was a perfect, just everyday scent, base scent, topper scent. And this is definitely one that I can see it being a staple in my collection. All right, you guys, that is it for this Empties video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below, what have you emptied recently that you are about to go repurchase? What have you emptied recently that you think I should try? If there's anything in here that you're interested in trying, definitely let me know in the comments below. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.